Hi there, I'm Manoj and welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how to use the built-in VENV module to create and access virtual environments for your Python projects. So the first thing is, why is it necessary to create a different virtual environment for every single project you're working on? It is considered a best practice to create an isolated environment for your current project so that the workflow in your current project does not affect all the projects that are existing on your system. Like if you're using Matplotlib 2.0 in all the existing projects and you want to use Matplotlib 3 in your upcoming project. So there is no need to update Matplotlib completely in your system. You can just create a virtual environment for your upcoming project and you can install the latest version of Matplotlib in that virtual environment so that it won't affect the workflow of all the existing projects. So in this video, I'm going to use the built-in VENV module. So there's no need to install the module using pip. So I hope you all are using Python 3.3 or higher, because this module only works in all the versions of Python which are 3.3 or higher. So let me navigate to my desktop. So I'm currently on my desktop and I'm going to create a directory which I'm going to work for my project. So I'm going to name it as environ. So let me move to that directory. So I'm currently in my environ directory, which is my project directory. All my project files will be present in this directory. So let me create a virtual environment in this directory. In order to create a virtual environment, you need to execute this command: python space -m space VENV space the name of the environment you want to give, project underscore env. So this is the name of my environment, and it'll take a second or two to create the environment. So the environment is created, and remember one thing, that this environment is just created and hasn't yet been activated. So before activating this environment, let me show you one thing. Let us see the location of Python on our system. So these are the versions of Python that currently exist in my system. One is Python 3.8, which is the default version in Anaconda 3, and other one is Python 3.9, which I have manually installed. So these are the locations of Python in my system. So let us check the location of pip. So the pip exists in Anaconda 3. So these are the locations of Python and pip in my system. So let us now activate the environment. So to activate the environment, you need to write the name of the environment, which is project underscore env in my case, and backslash scripts backslash activate .bat. So as soon as you execute this command, the name of the virtual environment will appear on your terminal. So which means that you're currently in your virtual environment. So let me clear the screen. So let us look into the location of Python in our virtual environment. So as you can see here, these two are the locations of Python which already existed in our system, and this is the new version of Python which has been created inside our virtual environment. So the Python version you've used to create that virtual environment will be the default Python version in that virtual environment. You cannot create the virtual environment with different Python versions using the VENV module. You can do it using virtual env or pip env modules, which I'm going to cover in the upcoming videos. So to get notified regarding all the upcoming videos, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. So you can also see the location of pip inside your virtual environment. This is the version of pip which is already existing in my system, and this is the new pip which has been created inside my virtual environment. So as we are in the virtual environment, let us check all the modules which are present in the virtual environment. To do this, execute the pip list command and it will show you all the existing packages in your virtual environment, which is currently just two packages, which are pip and setup tools. They are installed by default. So in order to install any other new packages, just execute this command pip space install space and the name of the package, which is pandas. I'm going to install pandas in my virtual environment, so it'll take a while. So pandas has been installed. Let us check all the existing packages using pip list, and this time it will also include pandas and numpy too. You might be wondering, we haven't installed numpy yet, but how is numpy appearing here? Because numpy is one of pandas dependencies, and in order to execute pandas, numpy is required. So pip has auto install numpy and other dependencies required to run pandas module. So these are all the existing packages that are in our virtual environment. So remember that these packages are different from the ones which are in our system. So there's no need to install each and every package that you want whenever you create a new virtual environment. You can create a template for all the packages which you want to install whenever you create a new virtual environment. You can do that by creating a requirements.txt file. First, you need to execute this command freeze, which will give you the list of packages that exist in your virtual environment. So in order to create a requirements.txt file, just copy all these existing modules and create a new text file. I'm going to open it using Vim requirements.txt. So I'm just going to paste all the modules in my text file and I'm going to save it. So as we've created the requirements.txt file, whenever you create your next virtual environment, there's no need to install every single package individually. You can just install all the packages mentioned in this txt file in one click. So let us now come out of this virtual environment. To do that, you need to deactivate the virtual environment. So as you can see here, the name of the virtual environment just disappeared. So you're not in the virtual environment anymore. So in order to view the contents of this directory, as you can see here, we've created requirements.txt file and the virtual environment still exists in this directory. Remember that we've just deactivated the environment and we can activate it whenever we want. And in order to delete this environment, it's as easy to delete any other directory, like rmdir space name of the directory project_env, and you need to mention that this directory is not empty. So it'll ask you whether to delete this directory or not. Press yes and the directory will be deleted, which means the virtual environment you've used for this project is no more existing. So let us check the contents of this directory, and as you can see here, the environment is deleted. So let me show you all the modules that are present in my system other than the ones I've shown you in that virtual environment. So these are all the modules that are present in my system. There are a lot more, but as I've shown you before, there are only 5-6 modules which I've installed in my virtual environment. So you can see here that the modules which are present in the virtual environment and in our system are completely different. So let me show you how to use this requirements.txt file to install modules in your virtual environment. So let me create a new virtual environment. So the command will be similar to the one we've created before, venv, and this time I'm going to name my environment as my env. So the environment is created, and let us activate this environment. I'm just going to browse through my history of commands and just want to activate. Yes, this is the command, and I'm just going to activate my command. So this is the new virtual environment, and in order to install all the dependencies and packages which we have included in the requirements.txt file, you need to execute this command: install space -r space requirements.txt. So all the modules which are mentioned in that file will get installed. So as you can see here, all the modules included in that text file requirements.txt have successfully been installed. So let me deactivate this environment, and it is deactivated. So there are many different ways to install modules and dependencies in your virtual environments. Apart from the ones I've discussed now, you can also install all the modules that are present in your system in your virtual environment with one single command. Whenever you want to create a new environment with all the modules and dependencies same as the ones in your system, you can do it like this. This time I'm going to create a new environment called venv_env, and you're going to include this thing: system-site-packages. So whenever you execute this command, it will create a new virtual environment with all the system modules and dependencies which you currently have. So as we've created this environment, let us activate this environment using this command: venv_env, which is the name of my environment, and followed by scripts \activate.bat. So I'm currently in my new virtual environment, and let us check the existing modules in this environment. The command is piplist. So these are all the modules that exist in this virtual environment. Because we've mentioned that system side packages thing, all the packages that are present in our system have by default been installed in our new virtual environment. So apart from all these packages, you can also install other packages. So let us install a package which is not present in our system, like pip install Django. So let us now check all the modules present in our virtual environment. Apart from the modules we've installed using the system command, we also have the Django module. So we are having the Django module in our virtual environment. So let us get out of this virtual environment and let us see if Django is present in our system. So let us check for Django, and as you can see here, there's no Django present in our system. So which means that the modules which we've installed in our virtual environment will not affect the modules which we already have in our system. So that's it for this video. I hope most of your queries regarding virtual environments are solved. If not, please do mention your queries down below in the comments. Please do like the video and subscribe to the channel for more such videos, and I'll meet you in the next one.